Two of the most desirable places in the upstate of South Carolina are Lake Keowee and Greenville. While they're only about an hour apart, each offers a very different lifestyle at a very different price point. They offer different amenities and different conveniences. So in this video, we are going to compare those two. And if you're thinking about relocating to either of those places, then this video is for you. And be sure to stick around to the end because of course, we're going to talk about real estate. As always, my friends, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate here in the upstate of South Carolina, and it's our goal with this channel that we are your #1 resource for all the things that you need to know about your relocation to Lake Keowee or to Greenville. We aim to provide you with the most reliable, the most practical, and the most relevant information that you can find on the internet about the upstate. And don't take my lack of gray hair for lack of experience. Just last year, we helped over 100 families with their real estate transactions here in the upstate of South Carolina. And if you like this information, please do me a favor and email me at my email below. I would love to help you this year in 2025. Let's do it. So the two markets that we talk about most on our channel are Greenville and the greater Greenville area, which includes the suburbs around Greenville, and Lake Keowee. Lake Keowee is known as one of the most scenic lakes in the entire country. It's also known as one of the best lakes to live on in the southeast. Lake Keowee is just over 18,000 acres, and it's known for its breathtaking Blue Ridge Mountain views that it offers from the southern part of the lake all the way to the northern part of the lake. And it's known also for its emerald green waters, its water clarity, and its small changes in water levels every year. And the people that I have helped move to Lake Keowee have all wanted a few different things. Number one, they've all wanted to create lifelong memories with their family and generations to come at the lake. They've wanted to have access to all of the things that the lake has to offer, including water sports, including fishing, including activities like golf and pickleball, and a lot of other amenities that a lot of these communities on the lake offer. And they've also wanted to have access to a metro, but not necessarily be in a metro, because Lake Keowee is a little bit more rural, despite it being about an hour from downtown Greenville. So as a resident of Lake Keowee, or at least a property owner on Lake Keowee, what conveniences are you gonna have when you're at the lake? So if you're on the southern side of the lake, you're gonna be super close to Seneca and Clemson, where Clemson University is. And if you're on the northern side of the lake, then you're gonna be still convenient to Seneca and Clemson, but you're maybe gonna be more convenient to Pickens, which is just east of Lake Keowee on the northern side. If you're on the southern side, you're gonna be anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes from Seneca. And if you're on the northern side, you're gonna be about 30 minutes from Seneca and about 15 minutes over to Pickens. Seneca and Clemson are simple places. They do have a number of stores and a number of grocery stores, large in part due to Clemson University being there. And as Clemson has grown over the last couple decades, so has Lake Keowee. As Clemson's popularity has grown, much due to the success of the football team, so has the lake. Pickens, the town just east of the northern part of the lake, is a little bit smaller than Seneca and smaller than Clemson. It certainly does not have as much as Seneca and Clemson combined. So regardless of where you live, whether it's on the southern side of the lake or the northern side of the lake, it's gonna have a rural feel to it. You will probably be in a waterside community, which is gonna have a communal feel, but if you're living on Lake Keowee, it's gonna feel like you're living in a small town. And I think that comes to a shock to some people, folks who are considering Lake Norman, which is in a suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina, and Mooresville. That lake is 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to one of the larger metros in the south, which is Charlotte. Well, Lake Keowee, of course, is within an hour to Greenville, but Greenville is a lot smaller than Charlotte. And as such, Seneca and Clemson, which are the prevailing towns on the southern side of the lake where most people go to do their shopping, are not going to be that big. So if you are considering moving to Lake Keowee, you have to be okay with being in a smaller town, with being in a tight-knit, close community, but you're gonna have to drive an hour to get to those really big box stores over in Greenville. So next up, let's talk about real estate on Lake Keowee. And I think I should first say that in another video on the channel, we break up the communities that are on Lake Keowee into different classes, A, B, and C. And if you want to check that out, be sure to do that after this video. But for the purposes of this video, let's talk about first the most exclusive communities, which would be the Reserve at Lake Keowee and the Cliffs communities. Now, real estate prices in these communities are going to be among the highest on the lake because in each respective community, there's over $100 million just in amenities that these communities offer. So for instance, in the reserve or in the cliffs, the starting price for an interior home is going to be around $1.5 million. And if you want to be able to have your own dock, say on the water, and you want a waterfront property, then the starting price is going to be about $2.5 million in the cliffs or in the reserve at Lake Keowee. Now, the entire lake is not that expensive, whether it be interior or waterfront. Those prices are commanded in those more exclusive communities like the reserve and like the cliffs. Now, the average price in 2024 for a lakefront property was about $2 million on Lake Keowee, so significantly lower than, say, in the reserve or in the cliffs. And generally, the average price for a house off of the water around Lake Keowee in 2024 was about $1.4 million. Home prices around Lake Keowee off of the water are going to start around $600,000, and you can find a lot of inventory for below $1 million off of the water in a multitude of communities, whether it be from that $800,000 to $900,000 price point, or if you're a buyer just over $1 million and you're okay to be off the water, you're going to have a fair amount of inventory as well. However, if you're wanting to be on the water, it's really going to be tough to find something under $1.5 million on the shores of Lake Keowee. All right, so next up, let's talk about Greenville. And if Greenville's been on your radar for a while, well, you're in luck because we have a ton of videos about Greenville on our channel. And compared to Lake Keowee, Greenville is going to have a lot more amenities around it. People from Lake Keowee are going to come into Greenville to do their shopping and to go out to eat on the weekends and weeknights. And the folks that I work with who move to Greenville, they all want a few different things. They want to be able to maximize their life in this next phase that they're entering into. They are either relocating for work or they're about to retire. And all of them want to live in a city, but not live in a big city. They do not want to pay big city prices, but they do want to have convenience to one of the best small cities in the South. They want to be a part of the community that Greenville is and is known for. And finally, they want to live in an area that allows them to have personal freedom and live around nice people. So compared to Lake Keowee, Greenville's going to have a lot more conveniences. Whether you're downtown Greenville or whether you're in one of the many suburbs around Greenville, you're only going to be about 15 or 20 minutes away from anything that you need. Greenville is not a big metro though, so if you live on the eastern side of town and you need to, for whatever reason, go to the western side of town, you can get there in under 30 minutes. Same thing, if you need to go from Travelers Rest down to Simpsonville, you could probably get there in 30 to 40 minutes. It does not take hours upon hours to meander around Greenville. Now, Greenville is going to offer a good mix of both urban living and rural living. So if you live downtown Greenville, of course, you're probably wanting a more urban lifestyle. If you live out in one of the suburbs, you're probably more so looking for a convenient lifestyle, but you don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of things like you would in downtown Greenville. If you live in one of the suburbs, you're going to be about 10 or 15 minutes from anything that you need. If you live in downtown Greenville, pretty much everything is going to be there. Greenville is known for its park space, for its trail system that spans from the northern suburb, which is Travelers Rest, all the way down to below downtown. The extensions of this trail, which is called the Swamp Rabbit Trail, are currently being done and have been done in the last couple of years, adding miles upon miles of more trail system to this network. If you're an active person and you want an active lifestyle, Greenville could be a really good place for you. And if you still travel for work, Greenville would probably be a better place versus Lake Keowee because you can get to the airport in about 15 or 20 minutes, depending on where you live, versus having to drive about an hour from Lake Keowee to get to Greenville-Spartanburg International Airport. And finally, let's talk about real estate in the greater Greenville area. So here in our market in 2024, prices were up about 3.3%, and the average sales price for last year was $380,000. Luckily, inventory rose about 22% from the year previous, giving us about 3.5 months of inventory, which means that buyers have more options in our market today than they did this time 2 years ago. As home sales hit a record low in nearly 30 years last year, Greenville saw closed sales up about 7%, and I think that just is a telling story about the desirability of our area. Whether you're a $300,000 buyer, whether you're a $500,000 buyer, or whether you're looking to spend well over $1 million, you can find what you're looking for here in Greenville. If you want to be out in the suburbs, and if you're a luxury buyer, you can find that. If you're wanting to be downtown and you're okay with a smaller property, you can find something for under $400,000 pretty easily. So I hope all of that information was helpful in comparing like Keowee to Greenville, and I hope that helps you get more clarity on where you want to live in the coming months. If you are thinking about relocating to either Lake Keowee or Greenville, I would love to be the realtor that you choose to work with. So please give me a call at my cell phone number below, or shoot me an email at my email below. I would love to chat with you about what your relocation to our area could look like in the coming months. And as always, my friends, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate. And until next time, stay safe. Well, this video is going to be about Greenville County, the upstate of South Carolina. Great thing to do and easily in the evening. I'm a local real estate expert here in the area. All time, we're right behind me is a really cool place called Freight Yard.